Let's get into some sim news today, and that includes Andrew Wilson speaking about AI and what that could mean possibly for not only EA but The Sims 4. And many simmers are wondering, is Rachel Franklin, who is now joining executive EA, going to stand along beside him, and what that could mean for the future of the franchise. We're also unfortunately going to get into some Mac issues that have been happening as far as lighting, and sim gurus breaking their silence on what could possibly be a new pack coming out. We are also going to dive deep into a little speculation regarding The Sims 5 and what that could mean for the franchise just in general. And with that all being said, I want to thank you guys so much for joining back. And if you are new, welcome. My name is The Sim Yin, and my name is Yin. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? I do a lot of news information as well as pack and mod reviews. And of course, if you always have something to say, go ahead and leave it down below in the comments, because we love opinions over here. And we're going to dive deep into the very first topic. Starting off with a user named Ethan saying, a week after laying off 670 employees, EA CEO Andrew Wilson says the company is embracing AI. Now, there's a couple of articles like this, or you can go ahead and look at the link in the description, and I will have that for you. But we are going to dive deep into it, and it says, as a result, game development is incredibly time consuming, and games are now taking 6 and 7 years to build. According to Wilson, a feasibility study across of all EA game development processes, about 60% of them have high feasibility to be positively impacted by generative AI. He brought up the example that in the past, building a stadium for a sports game took 6 months. In the past year, it took 6 weeks, and it's not unnatural to think that in the coming years, it'll take 6 days. Wilson believes that extending this concept to every aspect of development could drive meaningful efficiency. Now, this is very interesting because, again, a lot of people had something to say, including users over on Reddit had a lot, because we do know that EA is just not where it needs to be as far as the company, and a lot of people are angry, including a lot of simmers, thinking that this could possibly be affecting what The Sims 4 is going to be, as well as The Sims 5. We are going to get into a couple of users' tweets, and please feel free to comment down below your opinions, and again, what you guys think on either some of these users tweeting out or what you have to say as well. Starting off with a simmer saying their main games, especially The Sims 4, one of their best-selling franchises, are currently flooded with bugs that can literally break and destroy your whole game. And instead of fixing it, they're now going to use AI. Their games are just going to be completely unplayable now. And I would love to know your opinions down below, because honestly, I just don't think AI is a good direction. Another simmer said you could just replace CEOs with random number generators, much cheaper, than do about the same amount of useful things. Another simmer ended up tweeting out, and again, I would love to know your opinions, 6 months become 6 days. More like 60 employees become 6 interns. Andrew Ryan's language. Now, again, I was wondering in a couple of other simmers what exactly is going to happen regarding this AI announcement and what it could take a toll on. Again, I would be very curious to see what Rachel Franklin has to say about this, considering she is now an executive over at EA, and she seems to be standing behind Andrew Wilson. There has been in Sims community a lot of talk about AI and what that they're going to say. Now, I did a little research on this, and honestly, guys, that I don't know about you guys, but that Crystal Creation stuff pack that recently came out, yes, there's a lot of controversy and drama. Go see the other videos, but I just couldn't help but think that the Sims that they have pinned right now, this looks like AI art to me, and I would love to know your opinions, because the more I look at it, the more I'm like, guys, this looks so suspicious. Is it just me? I don't know. This looks, it just doesn't seem like the normal Sims artwork, and it does seem like it's a little bit kind of alongside, like, I don't know, it could go either way, but again, this could just be a personal opinion, and I could be reaching. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Now, we are going to move into the very next topic, and that is including, unfortunately, some problems going on with Mac. Now, we do know The Sims has been going through a lot of controversy, and many simmers are pissed off because there is a long line of bugs and glitches going on, and that includes another thing, starting with Simatically actually tweeting out the indoor lighting on Mac is broken. It does not behave accurately like the ones on the Windows, which is on the right. I made a report on the official forum, and of course, I'm always going to link it down below in the description for anybody who is curious about this or who has a Mac. For those who don't know, I play on a Mac. I am a Mac user when it comes down to The Sims 4, and unfortunately, this is just so annoying because, guys, look, it's just really annoying, honestly. Like, what else can I say about it? And then again, I will also link this down below, but it does seem to say that some people are having issues with this, and that there is a little bit of game options that you can try and see if any of these work. You guys let me know if any of you guys are also, dealing with this. Again, with the sim guru still staying silent along all the drama that has came out, except for one sim guru who has spoken out, and that is Magnetic, talking about the principal designer over at EA and The Sims, where Simmer tweeted, "We have light switches, what about outlets? I want them so bad." And they even thought about going over and doing all kinds of country outlets. He did tweet back saying this could be all the swatches, and he ended up also tweeting as well, "As long as y'all are okay with a new sim death." Now again, although I would love this idea and to see if this actually, come about, this does remind me of when Sim Guru Ash talked about the whole EA lashes, and she strung us along. We all thought that it was actually going to be a thing, and nothing happened. Again, we still thought it was going to happen with this roadmap, with the whole celebratory kit, and it looked all glam, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna have eyelashes in game." Again, that didn't happen, but are we surprised? Absolutely not. There is just no surprising with the fact that this, a lot of the sim gurus, sometimes I feel like they do this to distract us, or they could just be genuinely having a conversation, but sometimes it's kind of hard to take them seriously when they say things like this, but then nothing comes out of it, or it comes out 10 years later, and it's like, come on now. It's, I feel like JoJo when she's like, "It's just a little too late," because that's literally how I feel. But again, I would love to know your opinions down below in the comments. Do you guys see this actually becoming a thing, or if you see it becoming a base game update? I think right now a lot of simmers are kind of over updates right now because of how much it is messing up the game. But of course, I would love to know your opinions down below in the comments. We are going to get into another topic, and that is of course the controversy going on as far as The Sims 5, aka Project Rene. There's not an official name title, but it could go either way. Now we do know that The Sims Direct has not been so direct, and if we go onto their page, we can see that there has been a list of issues, but not only just with the latest pack releases, but also in-game as well, as including a lot of base game updates and just bugs and glitches overall throughout the entire game. Many people are very frustrated, and that leads me to believe this article right here that said, "We're not working on Sims 5, says Roderick, "We're not thinking about Sims 5. If Sims 4 isn't successful, there won't be a Sims 5. This isn't an absolute credo. However, when another fan asked for clarification on that statement, Roderick said it's not all or nothing per se. Now again, this was a very interesting article that I had questions about, because again, The Sims has sold over 200 million copies worldwide, and with 7 million players being added on since the release of, the Behind the Sims Summit stating that, The Sims is now free, 70 million players have now joined The Sims 4. That is a lot of people, or you can even say The Sims franchise. Now, again, we do know that The Sims has promised us over and over again so many cool things that are going to be happening, especially since the original Behind the Sims Summit had came out, where they were starting off saying that we inspired them, and they're going to do all these new cool things, and this is what's going to happen, and we have so much stuff in store for you. But it just turned out that all the stuff in store for us ended up being bugs and glitches, and a lot of things that nobody really wanted. Again, not everyone, some people did want this, but majority of us are just like, at the end of the day. I do remember when this whole thing was going around, a lot of people felt like this intern was actually going to possibly bring in the new experience of, color wheels going on within The Sims 4, but again, that got shut down, and we still haven't received that. This also does have people worrying, of course, because Project Rene will be coexisting with Sim games, and as well as growing over time and be free to download. Again, we would love to hear Lindsay Pearson's opinion on this and whether or not something's actually going to happen. Now, between Lindsay Pearson, who's the VP, Rachel Franklin, who is the executive over at EA, and who has also worked on The Sims way back when it first, came out, and again, it was about 10 years ago, and also what Andrew Wilson is talking about with AI, this leads me to believe what is going to be going on with The Sims 5, and should we be looking forward to it? Again, there is a lot of controversy going around The Sims just in general, and if the franchise is just going to be one big flop 1 year from now. Again, I feel personally, if they keep going at this rate, it is not going to be pretty for their numbers, and I feel like a lot of people are actually coming together, and a lot of simmers are banding together saying, you know what, we are not going to let EA do this to us over and over and over again. We've seen what happens. We see the prompts promises that they make, the empty promises, and then it doesn't come true. We see things like this over and over, and a lot of people are saying, you know what, The Sims 5, it may not be worth it. The reasons why I'm not ready for The Sims 5, and I have a whole video on this, but honestly, I feel like they need to focus on The Sims 4. There is a lot of DLC with no fulfilling gameplay. We need more transparency when it comes down to bugs, glitches, and the fact that we just don't have a proper communication with the team. And also, I invested a lot of money in this game, and for them to just go ahead and just say, you know what, we're going to focus on another game too while also focusing on this one, but knowing that this one is broken, is kind of complete BS. With all that being said, I would love to know your opinions. Again, guys, we are on the road to 30K, which is insane. Thank you guys so much. We are growing this family, and of course, if you guys learned something new, please give it a thumbs up because it truly does help out my channel. And whether you comment on my videos, you share my videos, or you're a silent viewer, at the end of the day, you still showed me some love, and for that, I thank you. With that all being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!